Hey everybody, welcome back to War 9 of Season 25. I'm fighting for the Alliance X-Men, and this war we're matched up against DDS7, fighting in Tier 2. Looking at their Alliance info, they finished in Plat 1 last season, so it's looking like it's going to be a pretty solid challenge for us up ahead. We are at the 500 mark, we are 4-4 at this point, so trying to stack up those wins to finish the season strong here, stay in Plat 1. This is what we have up for this war here. We have 5 fights. We're going to start on Path 5 in Section 1. We have a Dark Hawk waiting for us, and then a Hit Monkey. Then we're going to hop over to Path 3 in Section 2, where we have 2 robots waiting for us. Both look like very straightforward Magneto fights. And then we're going to end off the war fighting a Polka Dot Power and Stunning Reflection Killmonger. That's a fight we're pretty comfortable with. We've taken a ton in the past, but I don't think we've actually run into that one this season. So it might be a little bit rusty. This is who we're bringing in. A rank 3 Omega Red, super trusty at SIG level 200. He's there to take on 2 fights. He's going to take on that Hit Monkey in Section 1 and then the Killmonger at the end. And since we have 3 robots on our paths ahead, we're going to take in Magneto. He's at rank 3 level SIG level 80, taking on the Dark Hawk, the Guillotine, and the Ultron Classic at the end. And then we're bringing on Sabretooth. He's going to help out our man Omega with that synergy. Here's the first fight on Node 2, Ebb and Flow, Knockdown, and Power Drain. It's a pretty common placement here, but this is a super straightforward Magneto fight, so the game plan is to parry heavy and to try and avoid sucking as much as possible. So with Magneto here, since he's going up against a metal champ, you don't really have to worry about the miss or the auto block. So it's just going to be parry heavy until he's dead. So you can see he's in shield mode. No worries here, we can just continue to parry heavy. We're going to activate the Passive Fury from Ebb and Flow Knockdown, and by doing so we're going to remove the protection from the node as well. So as you can see there, the protection pops back up. We knock it back down with Ebb and Flow by heavying. I think we're going to bait out a special 2 here, and it's very low threat. I'm going to try and punish this, mess up my spacing, whiff, get hit. Not ideal. That's going to cost us a potion or 2. That's all good. We still have full control of the fight here, no worries. Charge up a few more prowesses, and I think we might end this with a special 2. Yeah, there we go. 64k special 2. First fight done. Super straightforward. Here we go. On Node 11, we have an Ebb and Flow Knockdown heavy hitter Hit Monkey. I've seen this fight trip people up before. It can go south really quickly. If you're not ready for Hit Monkey's abilities once you knock him down. So we're gonna bypass the knockdown phase here. We're gonna try and let our spores do as much damage as possible at the start of the fight, and then we'll do that by staying close, delaying our combos, waiting out the parry stun timer, just to see if we can maximize the amount of time that we have him at 10 spores or more, just to help us out, shorten the fight a little bit, because it's going to be a little bit longer since we're going to ignore the Ebb and Flow knockdown protection. So you can see we're going to wait out the stun timer at start, try and stay close, build spores. We're not going to be able to lock them in, and we're not going to benefit from the extra degen damage. As you can see here, we're just past a quarter of the way through, and our bleed is off, so at this point it's just trying to stay close and squeeze out every last bit of damage from the spores before we drop down to 0 like we just did. So now we're going to delay our combos again, try and build up to 10 spores, and just see if we can hang on to that as long as possible before they fall out. And we're baiting the special 1. Super comfortable dexing it. I'm not going to punish it because I think I tried doing that last season and I ended up getting parried, so just want to play it safe. Don't want to eat a combo from Hit Monkey, since if you medium light mediums, then they're all going to crit. And that can take a pretty healthy chunk of damage or health off of our health bar. There you go. He's got around 20% left. Things are looking fairly smooth. Spores aren't doing too much, but they're slowly chipping away at his health. And things are going pretty smoothly according to game plan here. Looks like one more combo should finish him off. There we go. 2 fights down. There's our section 1 done. And now we're going to hop over to Section 2 on Path 3, where we have 2 robots, Guillotine 2099 on Node 32 with a bunch of armor nodes. This is one of the more common placements. We usually see a Colossus here, and it's a really easy Guillotine 2099 ramp-up fight. So a little bit of a change here, that's okay. Magneto should be able to rinse this. We'll just parry heavy. and finish the fight when we feel like it. If she throws her special 1, cool, no worries. If she throws her special 2, that's cool too. Either way, it's a really low threat fight. Not a lot of scenarios here where you can die with Magneto. You can see those parry heavies are already doing a fair amount of work. And we're just going to continue the pattern of the fight here. Looks like that heavy did 0 damage. That's all good. No worries there. The sig level from our Magneto is doing, it looks like it's doing around 4k bonus damage. It's a pretty good chunk. She throws her SP2. That's going to end up draining a little bit of health because it's reversing our healing. No worries, that's going to cost us maybe a potion or 2. Still not really a threat. I'm going to build up to special 3 here, which should finish her. I think we're going to fire it off right here. Yeah, there we go. Since she's a metal champ and immune to bleed, this is going to do massive damage. And there you go. 3rd fight done. We have 2 more to go. And we're still on path 3 here in section 2. We have a Ultron Classic. The one you get from Labyrinth of Legends Exploration. So this is rank 5. Pretty cool flex from this player here. But still a really straightforward Magneto fight. Game plan, just don't suck. Parry heavy, win. I think I'm going to try and fire off a special 2 here, see if we can have some fun and generate a big yellow number. But once again, this is a really low threat fight. He's a robot, he's metal. Magneto is just going to do regular broken Magneto things. And both Ultrons are really generous and liberal with firing off their special 1, so really easy to get into the rhythm of this one. We're just going to parry heavy, build up as much prowess as we can. And we're almost halfway through. We fired off, I think, 7 heavies. So, no sweat. Really low pressure here. I think we're going to try and fire off a special 2 soon. There we go. 223k special 2 crit. That's fun to see, especially in Alliance War. And there's 4 fights down. We're going to head off to the Boss Island, where we have 1 fight to end off the war. Node 53, Polka Dot Power, and Stunning Reflection Killmonger. We're going to use Omega here. We've taken him a bunch back when Stubborn was the tactic. We took him a fair amount last season, if I remember correctly. We haven't done this fight this season, so a little bit rusty, and it's going to show. So the game plan is to bait heavies or combo enders to get our openings, and then we'll counter with our heavy occasionally to lock in our spores. If we can bait his SP2 over the SP1, that would be preferred, because the biggest threat here is if you get cornered, because you can't really parry stun, and if they fire off their special 1, you can't hit their block to gain spacing out of the wall. So that's just the one thing to keep in mind here. So we bait a heavy, we lock in our spores super early, and we're just going to try and stay as close as possible to build up as long as while we have that bleed debuff from Double Edge. He fires off a special 1, not ideal, but the first one is usually okay because you can retaliate with your heavy, and it usually lines up that you can lock in your spores that way. So I'm turtling up, and he just chills without hitting into my blocks. We lose a bunch of spores, not ideal. We need to bait a special 2 here. We don't do a good job. He doesn't really throw it, but at this point I can see him melting, and I've taken an SP3 before, and I know how much damage it's going to do. So I'm going to fire off a special 1, maybe gain back some health, knowing that he's going to throw a special 3. I'm really confident that this isn't going to kill me. So I know that I can come out of this SP3 and most likely finish him with a combo or 2. And that's exactly what's going to happen here. He's close to dead. We'll bait out 1 more heavy, and there you go. 5th fight down. Not as clean as we would like. Definitely showed a little bit of rust there with my combos and knowing when to turtle up. That's okay. Most importantly, we got through without a death. We actually pick up the win here. So that's huge for us. We're sitting at 5-4 for the season with 3 wars left. Maybe win 1 or 2. That'll hopefully secure our spot in Plat 1. But we're in a good position, and we're starting to claw back from having a pretty rough start to the season. So here we go. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll catch you at the next war.